Good morning and welcome to my kitchen. Today I would like to make pumpkin spice coffee cake. Driving around now, you can see all the signs for pumpkin spice latte and stores when you go, Christmas decorations already. It is crazy how time flies so fast, and now it is a season for those specific spices and flavors. So that's why today I decided to make pumpkin spice coffee cake. With this recipe today, I will use fried apples and put them in the middle of that cake. I like to change things around a little bit. Sometimes I would get for the topping coconut flakes and mix those coconut flakes with the pecans and the brown sugar and put it on top or even in the middle of my cake to make it more interesting. Sometimes I would add some cranberries to it. So really, there's lots of options. You can play around and make it your own, just like I do. Again, welcome to my kitchen and thank you for watching. For the cake batter itself, I need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground ginger, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg, 3 tablespoons of maple syrup, half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of oil, 5 tablespoons of sour cream, and if you don't have sour cream you can use plain yogurt, 2 egg yolks, and 1 cup of pumpkin puree. And that is what I need for my cake. But today I am going to use fried apples and put them in between that cake. Sometimes I like to take dry cranberries, put hot water over them to make them softer, and use that topping I made with the pecans to put with the cranberries in the middle of that cake. So that's just some ideas to give you how you can make that cake in different ways. For the topping, I need a little over half a cup of chopped pecans, 3 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 of a cup of flour, 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, and depending how much you like cinnamon, it can be a half a teaspoon or a whole teaspoon. And that's the topping part. And that topping part is the easiest. Just put all the ingredients together and mix them up. And that cinnamon. Once I have it mixed, I will put it in the fridge and take it out when cake batter is ready. Okay, my crumble is ready. In the fridge it goes. I will add all the dry ingredients into my flour. So that's salt, baking soda, and that is half a teaspoon, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of that nutmeg. I'm not really big on nutmeg, so I will put a little bit less than half a teaspoon of ginger. And these are my dry ingredients here. One last thing is that sugar. And I'm just gonna mix it up. Okay, so that part here is done, and now time for the wet ingredients. Oil, egg yolks, sour cream, or plain yogurt if you have plain yogurt, maple syrup. Yum. That makes it even more yummy. The maple syrup makes it even more yummy. Love it. And 1 cup of that pumpkin puree. It's not pumpkin filling, it's pumpkin puree. I never thought I'm going to like pumpkin flavored anything until I came to United States, because in Poland we didn't make cakes with pumpkin. So that was nice to learn. It opened my taste buds to new flavors. All I do is mix all the wet ingredients together and then mix it with the dry ingredients. One bowl is all I need here. So nice and smooth. Mix the flour in. So dry ingredients with the wet ingredients, mix it up. And my oven is preheating to 350 right now. And I do not want to over mix it. As soon as the flour is incorporated, that is enough of mixing. Those apples I told you about that I'm going to use and put in the middle of that cake, I have discarded the juices out of the can. What I need is my pan. My cake batter is ready. I have a pan, 9 by 9 would be perfect. I'm actually moving out of this house and I put away most of my things, so this one is a bigger one I'm trying to work with. This is my last video in this house, my last recipe I'm doing in this house, because we are moving to St. Augustine and I am very excited. It is a beautiful place. Anyhow, I will put half of the cake batter in. When we moved to Florida with my husband, we sold our house in Illinois, and the house market was on top. People were bidding $40,000 more over a house. So we decided to lease for a while. We finally bought our own house. Apples go on top. And remember that topping that we made? Well, I like to put a little bit of it on my apples as well. Now the rest of that cake batter. And now time for the topping. Okay. And it is ready to go in the oven. 350 for about 35-40 minutes. So it has been 35 minutes. Time to check. And I need a toothpick. And as you can see, my cabinets are half empty as I'm packing everything for the new house. I'm very excited because the new house is running on gas. So no more electric oven. I will have gas oven, and it's a big difference. So let's check if my cake is ready. It's not quite clean yet, so I'll give it another 5 minutes. And believe me, every oven is a little different. Some of them were burning, some of them weren't generating the heat enough, and some of them don't distribute the heat evenly. The racks, you have to pay attention. If you put it lower, is it better? Or if you put it higher, is it better? You gotta know your own oven to make best out of the cooking experience. So another 5 minutes, and then I can take it out. And time to take out this beauty. Oh, that great smell. Those roasted, oh, that smell of those spices and those roasted pecans. Those pecans will give a nice crunch. So now I have to wait about half an hour, and then I can cut it and show you the inside. I have cut small piece I cannot wait to try it. Those apples give extra moisture to that cake. And the crumble gives that crunch. I mean, the combination is just wonderful. Few extra minutes of waiting. Finally, I could cut it, and soon I will have a piece with my afternoon coffee. It is moist, it is sweet, crunchy, and delicious. Thank you for watching. Smacznego, bon appetit, and happy Thanksgiving. I would like to let you know why I am a big fan of using scale instead of the cups. I do put measurements in cups, so it's easier. As you know, I'm from Europe, so everything for me is in grams. And here in United States, any recipes you have is usually in cups. But I want you to pay attention to one thing, so take it as a tip. I learned by mistakes because I've done it before. So I have put together a flour, the same flour, all-purpose flour, into the same measuring cups. Exactly 2 cups in here and exactly 2 cups in here. But I want to measure it using the scale and show you if there is a difference and how much of a difference it can be. So here is the first 2 cups of flour, as you can see, 2 cups. And here is exactly 2 cups. All around, no cheating. And I will turn on, and there's nothing here. My scale, so it's set to 0. Maybe I should show you. So it's set to 0. If you can see. Okay, and I will put the first 2 cups in. And it says it is 248 grams. So now I will take this into a different cup, and it's empty. Put it back. It comes back to 0. And now the other 2 cups. All of it. And this one is 314. So now you can see that 2 cups are not created equal, right? They do not measure on a scale the same. So why is that? Well, it's all about handling the flour. If we are gentle with it, the flour is fluffy, it's light, and then 2 cups, nice fluffy flour. If you handle the flour, shake it, kind of bang it, on the surface somewhere, it loses its volume because it becomes dense. So you keep adding to have exactly 2 cups, right? Well, but it's much more heavier. It's much more flour that you need. So if you ever had a cake and you tried to follow the measurements and directions and the cake wasn't quite the way you hoped, it wasn't as fluffy, it wasn't as delicate, it wasn't as soft, well, maybe because there was too much flour. So it's just a tip, and I hope you will find it helpful to kind of pay attention to how we handle flours. I know how it is when you bake something and you put your heart into it, time into it, and then it doesn't come out the way you hope for. And it's frustrating. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.